Good afternoon, everyone. So we're looking at my personal watch collection as of January 2025. Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you for your support over the sort of year. I hope to sort of keep going in this year as well. So yeah, let's get right onto it, shall we? So the six in the actual box here are my daily wears, and these two outside sit in a watch winder just because I haven't got the space for it. I probably wear more of a special occasion, and the one on the right I'm more going to wear. I'm going to try and wear that a bit more often because I've just bought that, and I'm going to try and I quite like it, so I'm going to try and wear it as and when I can. So yeah, let's get right into it, shall we? So we'll start with the ones outside of the actual box to start with. So on the left hand side here, we've got the Rolex Air King 114200. I bought this, I think, back in 2019 for around about £5,000, and I simply just liked it because of the that sort of navy blue colour and the sunray dial. It just drew me in a little bit. It's probably one of the watches I wear not very often now, but I need to sit in a winder just to keep it sort of ticking over. Yeah, I like the sort of the size of it. There's not really a lot I don't really like about it, apart from the fact it doesn't sort of stand out much. All that, it's just a nice sort of classic piece to sort of wear as and when I'm going out, sort of special occasions or whatever. So yeah, that's the first one. I'm going to move this out of the way. Now, this one that also sits outside of the winder is a very sort of limited edition model. It is the Prism edition of the Timex Q reissue watch. So it's obviously got that sort of prism style colours on the front there. I quite like it for its sleek design, its shininess from the mesh strap, and simply because I just love the sort of the overall colour. I like the overall look of it, nice and sort of busy. This one retails around about £300, but if you can get it, I got this in the sale for about £300, and if it's outside the sale, it's around about £400. So it's quite a pricey watch, and I've done pretty well for saving some money on that. So let's move on to my my daily wears. So this is my my usual six. So I've got this one here. Usually wear that for like football. I've got another one which this one I wear for when I'm not playing sort of sport. I'm going out just to sit casually in a pub or whatever. Just have one of those on. The others a bit more sort of I wear them a bit more sort of when I'm sporty or day to day really. So yeah, let's start with the left hand side. So this one here, sorry about that background noise, it is my Hoover actually. So this is the Luminox Master Carbon Seal Deep Dive Edition. Not many of these were made, I think it's about 750. It is probably one of my oldest watches that I've got, not in terms of the age, but I mean in terms of how long I've had them. It's one of the oldest watches I have, and I simply fell in love with it because of the way the blue tint comes off mixed with that red second sand. It just drew me in, and I simply loved it and had to have it. I still love it in today, and I usually wear it for football and stuff like that. So it's quite a light watch. It probably retails around about £500 now. It's quite a hard one to get hold of. I bought it back in 2017. Yeah, it's quite a lightweight watch because of this Carbonox casing. So Carbonox casing is essentially carbon long bars mixed with titanium and aluminium in a sort of like in a certain way, so that it gives it extra light and extra tough properties. And yeah, I've gone back to the original NATO strap. I did have it on a mil-spec leather strap, but it was a little bit hard wearing, so I've gone back to the NATO strap, as you can see from some of the stretch wear on there as well. So moving down towards the right, we've got the this is a very sort of unique piece. We've got the Accurist Complication GMT 320. So this was a watch released in 1999 to celebrate the collaboration between the Royal Observatory and Accurist, and they wanted to produce, I think, 200 timepieces that housed a unique 1 of 200 sort of movement inside here, and to offer a complication style watch. So with this watch you get a day function, a date function, you get a chronograph on this sub dial down here, and this second hand here works as that chronograph if you want to. You also get the month. It also tells you whether you're in a leap year or not. It also tells you 24-hour readout of the time and the actual time, seconds ticking away. You also get a fully working moon calendar dial. So moon calendar dial, that tells you the sort of moon phase of the day that you're on, and that's at that top sub dial there. And it's not one of my favourite watches, but I simply cannot get rid of it simply for how important it is in British timekeeping history. I can't even get a value of it nowadays. I think I bought it for around about £300 years and years ago, but it's I can't. Yeah, I bought this ages ago. I can't remember when. Probably is before the Luminox that I bought this, and yeah, I simply can't remember. But you swap your modes by pressing button C. Hopefully, there you go. You can see that moving around, and then that now goes into chronograph mode, and then we can use it like so. Let's stop that and reset if I wish, and then we can. I made the mistake actually of wearing this in the water once, and the battery went, but luckily the watch was fine. So again, moving down, this one I was drawn to it simply because of the perfect sort of black and white combination, not just simply white but polar white. I did have this on a metal stainless steel strap, but the metal strap is quite heavy, the one that it comes with, so I went and swapped it over onto a nice colour strap, and I don't regret the change. I've changed the strap quite a few times to black, to white, to different metal ones, and I finally found one that I've stuck with. So you get sort of sunray black sub-dials here, pure jet black tachymeter. It looks sublime outside when the sun's out. Even if it's outside in the cloud, it looks really good. That polar light really pops. That's what drew it to me. It was I'm not really a panda colour light a fan, but when I saw this, I thought, yeah, I need to have that. This one cost around about £600. It's quite an expensive watch. This one's a bit more of a sort of a fairly new addition. Those more astute viewers would have noticed that this wasn't in my collection back in the video that I made in April. But this watch, I simply, you know that actually, now let's start with the backstory. You know the film No Time to Die, the 007 film with Daniel Craig in it. He wore, sorry, spoilers, he wore a rose gold and black Omega Seamaster, I think it was, made specially for him for that film, and it gave off a sort of a orange sort of tint on those increments. Now, when I saw this watch back in March, April, I thought it looked a little bit like that, but looking at it again, when I was playing this video out, I tried to describe it in another way, but hear me out on this. Do you think this watch looks a bit like one of those watches you'd wear in, like, say, Chernobyl, if you're a, I don't know, researcher, scientist, something you would wear in a radiation zone to tell you sort of the guy, like, as like a guy counter? Do you think that gives off that sort of radioactive look about it? A bit more sort of scientific factor to it. And I think it mixes that with a diver's watch, and that's what I like about it. I think it gives off that sort of radioactive element to it, whilst giving you the depth of a diver's watch. And I like the depth. It looks really nice and really pops out nicely. That depth mixes with that radioactive element there. That's what I feel. I don't know if you guys feel that, but let me know your thoughts. That's what I thought when I saw this watch, and I actually reviewed this one twice. Because I reviewed it the first time, I thought, yeah, I quite like it. Then I reviewed it again to see if because I saw it again, and I thought, yeah, I quite like it. Let's see if I like it in the flesh, and I did. So this is another one I've had for quite a while. I probably had these two together. I bought obviously this, and I had that as well as my other one. So this is the Mathey Tissot Pepsi. It is the only sort of quartz Swiss Pepsi with a decent price tag on it that I could find on the market back then. As I said, I didn't want an automatic. I wanted a Swiss quartz Pepsi that looked a bit like a modern Pepsi design, and I found one which is like this with a decent movement in the back. It probably loses maybe 30 seconds over half a year, or 45 seconds or a minute over a year. It's not too bad in terms of that. The only thing I don't like really is the lume's just a little bit sort of flat. It's not as bright as some, and I think it's missing some of those white markings down here. But I simply love the Pepsi design. If I could have any Rolex, if budget wasn't an issue, and I could have any Rolex, it probably would be just a simple Rolex Pepsi. No, I simply love that colour that much, and I wanted to have it. I simply love that colour. I love the extra G&T hand. It gives it a bit more sort of extra pop as well. And on the Jubilee strap moulds quite comfortable to the wrist, so it's nice and comfortable to wear. Wear sort of these four really when I'm playing tennis and stuff like that. And finally, we've got it's probably one of my newer ones. Is the Tissot PRX with the green dial. Oh, the Mathey Tissot cost me around about £300. But back onto the Tissot PRX, this cost me around about £400, I think. I bought it from Goldsmiths up not far from me. And I saw it in the window and thought, I've been considering that for a while. And I saw it and I thought, yeah, I need to have that. But what I love particularly about this watch is you get basically two different colour modes with it. You get the sort of a bit more of a minty green, you get a bit more of a sort of a green colour, and you also get a sky blue colour if you tilt it a certain way. So you get two sort of colours based on how you want it. That's because of that lined effect on the dial there. I really like that dial. I don't think I would have bought it if it didn't have that. And I love the comfortableness and the sleekness of the strap and the thinness of it. It's really nice and light on the wrist, but offers quality at the same time. And simple, elegant design. I don't know if I'd have any other colour apart from the Tiffany blue. It's just a bit more pop, a bit more unique. A bit more unique, and then go and drop it on the floor. Right, let's bring them back into view. There we go. So this is all 8 of my watches. I have got a couple of vintage watches, but I don't wear those. They're just they just sit in my safe. Yeah, they just sit in the safe. So the total value of my collection, you've got so you've got about 500 for this, about 300 for this, so 800. Add another 400. No, not 400. So 800. Add another 600. 1,400. Got this around about £50, 1,450, about 300, 1,750, about 400, 2,150, roughly 7,000 on top of the total price so far, 7,000, yeah, and then add this one on as well. Probably around about 7,300, so it's probably around about £7,300 value of the. That looks quite a lot, but if you took this Rolex out, yeah, it wouldn't be anywhere near that much. But it's that Rolex just holds its value so much, and they always do. I'm looking to sell this, guys, and if you are interested in having this Rolex Air King, we can just drop me a comment and I'll come back to you. We can discuss something. Anyway, guys, that is the current 8 watches that are in my personal watch collection as of Jan the 1st, 2025. Happy New Year once again, and I'll see you in the next video.